Yo, every smartphone in your pocket is basically a map on steroids. But real talk, how often do you stop and ask, who actually drew that thing? What's missing? What got added just to mess with us? That's exactly what this channel's about, digging deep and keeping it 100. Way before we were flipping globes or drawing borders on paper, before explorers dropped anchor on unknown seas, before satellites started creeping on Earth from space, there was just one big question echoing through deserts, valleys, and mountain peaks. Yo, where the heck are we? Welcome to the History 696, your ride through time, space, and some wild imagination, where maps aren't just dead paper, they come alive, telling stories, where globes aren't just decoration, they're packed with dreams, fears, and straight-up human hustle. This ain't just another YouTube channel, it's a legit journey into the heart and soul of how we see the world. Here, we don't just glance at maps, we read them like ancient scrolls. We don't just look at borders, we get the lowdown on how they popped up, moved around, and what kind of drama they caused. And when we check out a globe, we're not just seeing land and sea, we're peeping the legacy of humankind carved into the earth. Maps, they're way more than tools. Globes, they're more than just classroom props. They're mirrors showing how we choose to see, slice up, or come together as a world. At the History 696, here's the deal. We decode the story behind every continent, every country, every single map you've ever seen. We're about how Earth looks today, but more important, how we got that view. From Babylon's clay tablets to Google Earth's slick satellite shots, from old-school philosopher guesses to the tech that maps us in crazy detail, we break down how our understanding of the planet leveled up and why it's mad important now more than ever. Because in a world run by borders, nations, and navigation, knowing where maps came from and how globes evolved gives you the power. The power to get the bigger picture and to understand what's really shaping your world. On this channel, you'll roll through the globe's origin and glow-up, from ancient Greek ideas to the oldest globes still kicking, all the way to 3D models right in your phone. The lowdown on world maps. We dive deep into Babylonian tablets, medieval cross-shaped maps, Islamic cartography, and those funky Cold War worldviews. A continent-by-continent, country-by-country tour, how geography shaped history, borders, and the vibe of nations. Forgotten map stories, why Jerusalem got center stage, why Greenland's blown up on maps, and what Antarctica's drawn lines really say about us. The future of maps, AI, augmented reality, and how tomorrow's maps will change the game. Every second here is packed with facts, depth, and storytelling that respects you. No fluff, no BS. This channel's for the curious minds, the explorers, students, teachers, travelers, and anyone who's ever wondered why the Earth looks the way it does. No matter where you're from, whether you're chilling in the USA, UK, Australia, Canada, Pakistan, Egypt, Japan, or Brazil, you're welcome here. You're part of the crew. When humans first looked up at the sky and down at the ground, it wasn't just for kicks, it was survival. We needed to know where we stood, where we were headed, and where others had been. That hunger gave birth to maps, that curiosity shaped globes, and those tools changed everything about how we live. Earth isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. Let's rewind to the days before satellites, before GPS, before printed atlases, back to when Earth was still a total mystery. Most people didn't even know the planet was round. They thought the world ended at the edge of the sea, or worse, dragons lurked there. Then along came Pythagoras, this Greek dude in the 6th century BCE, no fancy tools, just his brain, who said, nah, the Earth's a sphere. No proof, just straight up logic. And boom, everything shifted. 200 years later, Eratosthenes ran the numbers using shadows and cities and nailed Earth's size almost on point. This wasn't just math, this was changing how humans saw their world. Fast forward to Crates of Malice, 150 BCE, dude made the first physical globe. Imagine holding the world in your hands before anyone even believed it had a shape. That's the vibe here. When you see the world clear, you can flip the script. Maps ain't just maps. Globes are power because they show the real deal.
But most of us deal with flat maps, handy but full of sneaky lies. Here's the scoop no one tells you. Every map lies, and every lie tells a story. Some maps hype up certain places and shrink others. Some shove one culture front and center while ghosting the rest. Take those medieval TO maps, Jerusalem smack in the middle, shaped like a cross, or the Mercator projection made for sailors in 1569, keeping directions real but blowing up Greenland like it's huge while Africa looks tiny. Spoiler, Africa's actually 14 times bigger. That map hack shaped how people thought the world worked. At the History 696, we keep it real. Maps can be weapons, maps can be propaganda, maps can be straight-up myths, but they can also be freedom, truth, and revolution. The more you get why map makers did what they did, the more you see what's really going on beneath those lines. Behind every border is a story, every coastline, history, every capital, 1,000 choices, fights, and deals. We'll break down the Berlin Conference of 1884, how Europe carved Africa with rulers and lines that ignored the people who actually lived there. We'll show how island nations like Japan and the UK played the geography game to build power. We'll reveal how deserts, rivers, and mountains acted like gates or walls shaping civilizations. From the Himalayas blocking kingdoms to the Nile birthing Egypt to the Silk Road connecting East and West, geography ain't background noise. It's the star of the show. And once you get that, history suddenly clicks. For the last 200 years, hello, scientific cartography golden age, surveyors nailed land measurements with crazy precision. Railroads, empires, and wars all needed better maps. Then satellites, computers, and digital mapping blew the doors open. NASA kicked it off with Landsat 1 in '72, starting a digital mirror of Earth that's straight up mind-blowing. When you stare at a map or globe, you're not just seeing land, you're seeing what people believed, what they wanted, and what scared them. Maps are human. To get them is to get ourselves. Maps used to be carved in stone, now they glow on your screen. But the hunger to know where we are, that's forever. Welcome to the final intro to the History 696, where we lift the curtain on this ambitious trip and show you how this channel tells Earth's story through shapes, symbols, and borders. We're not here to drown you in data, we weave facts into stories and stories into insight. Every episode is smooth and chill, solid history and geography, no cap, never boring, always alive, for everyone, everywhere, connecting the past to what's happening now. Whether you're a student, teacher, explorer, or just a knowledge junkie, the History 696 hooks you up with more than just facts. We give you the keys to understanding. Knowing where you are on the globe is just the start. Knowing why you're there, that's what flips the script. So hit that subscribe button, fam. Join us across deserts, mountains, oceans, and borders. Follow every line, every coast that time forgot. The Earth didn't just show up like this. We made it happen. And to truly get the world, we gotta get the map. Thank you to the History 696, where every shape's got a story, and every story flips how we see the world. Let's get this journey poppin'.